example number 9 from the problem set 1. The question is, in triangle PQR, say PM is median, angle bisectors of angle PMQ and angle PMR intersect side PQ and side PR in points X and Y respectively. Then prove that XY parallel QR. Complete the proof by filling in the boxes. Here we have given an activity. We have given a diagram also, that is triangle. In triangle PQR, angle bisectors of angle PMQ and angle PMR, that is MX and MY respectively drawn, and we have to prove that this XY is parallel to QR. So first of all, we will think that it is not an activity, it is given as an example, and we will discuss how to write the solution. Here we have given the solution also, just we have to fill the boxes. That is too easy task, it is very easy. Anyone can fill the boxes and they will prove that PXY is parallel to QR. But suppose it is not given as an activity and it is given as an example. So how we have to simplify this example? Since we do not have anything there, we have to write the whole proof, the answer solution we have to write. So here we have to prove that XY is parallel to QR. Then when XY is parallel to the QR, if and only if we prove that Px upon Xq is equal to Py upon Yr. If we prove that Px upon Xq that is equal to Py upon Yr, then by using the converse of basic proportionality theorem, we are able to say that XY parallel QR. If XY divides the side PQ and PR proportionally, that is Px upon Xq is equal to Py upon Yr, then we are able to say that by using the converse of basic proportionality theorem, XY is parallel to the QR. Otherwise, we are unable to say that XY is parallel to QR. We have one and only one way, that is, we have to prove that XY line divides the side PQ and PR proportionally. That is, Px upon Xq is equal to Py upon Y. Now, how we can prove that Px upon Xq is equal to Py upon Yr? So, to getting the ratio Px upon Xq, for getting the ratio Px upon Xq, we have to use the angle bisector theorem in this smaller triangle PMQ. This is smaller triangle PMQ. In this triangle, we have to use the angle bisector property, or we have to use the theorem of angle bisector, and we can write the statement as Px upon Xq is equal to Pm upon Qm. That should be equation 1, and we have to stop there. Since we get Px upon Xq, we have to equalize the two ratios, that is Px upon Xq and Py upon Yr. In the equation 1, we get Px upon Xq is equal to Pm upon Qm. Now, we have to think about this triangle. In this triangle, we have given that Ym is the bisector of angle PMR, that is given information. So, we can easily write Py upon Yr is equal to Pm upon Mr. That is by using angle bisector theorem, and that should be equation 2. And now right hand side of equation 1 and right hand side of equation 2 are equal. What is the right hand side of equation 1? That is Pm upon Qm is equal to right side of equation 2 is Pm upon Mr. Both are equal. And then we can say that from equation 1 and 2, Px upon Xq is equal to Py upon Yr. And then we are able to say that by using the converse of basic proportionality theorem, XY is parallel to QR. So this is all about this example. Now we have it is an activity. So we will fill the blanks. Here they have given that a triangle PMQ, the MX is the bisector of angle PMQ. So we can write Px upon Xq is equal to Pm upon Qm. Is Px upon Xq is equal to Pm upon Qm, or you can write it as Mq. That is the equation 1, and the reason behind it is theorem of the angle bisector. Now, in triangle PMR, we have given that My is the bisector of angle PMR. So, how we can write the ratio, that is Py upon Yr is equal to Pm upon Mr. So, we will write here Py upon YR, it is equal to PM upon EMR. And now observe the RHS of equation 1 and equation 2. Here PM upon QM, here PM upon MR. The numericals are the same, PM and PM. But the denominators are different. That is, here we have QM, here we have MR. But it is given that QM is equal to MR. It is given that QM is equal to MR. That is the given information in the diagram. QM is equal to MR since M is the midpoint of QR. So here right hand side of equation 1 and 2 are equal. PM, QM, RM are also equal. Denominators are also equal since we can write. But MP upon MQ is equal to MP upon MR. Here we have MP as the numerator and denominators are different but they are equal. Here the denominator is MQ, here the denominator is MR, but both are equal. That is the given information. M is the midpoint of QR. So here we can write from equation 1 and 2 Px upon Xq is equal to Py upon Yr since Xy is parallel to QR and the reason is converse of basic proportionality theorem. So this is all about the example number 9, which is an activity. Now we will take example number 10. Example number 10 from the problem set 1. The question is in figure 1.78, the bisectors of angle B and angle C of triangle ABC intersect each other in point X. Line AX intersects side BC in point Y, and AB is equal to 5, AC is equal to 4, BC is equal to 6. Then find AX upon XY. Here we have to find the ratio AX upon XY. Now how we will find that ratio? Here we have given the three sides AB, BC and AC. That is all the three sides of triangle ABC we have given, and we have to find the ratio AX upon XY. So here first we discuss how to find that ratio AX upon XY. Here in this previous activity we use that concept. Here also we have given that since BX is the bisector of angle ABC, that is given information. So by using angle bisector theorem we can write AX upon XY is equal to AB upon BY. We can write AX upon XY is equal to AB upon BY. That is equation 1. Now in this second triangle it is given that CX is the bisector of angle ACB. So we can write AX upon XY is equal to AC upon CY. That is equation 2. Now both the equations, equation 1 and equation 2 are having the common ratio, that is AX upon XY. Since we have three ratios which are equal to each other. And once we get that all the three ratios are equal to each other, all the three ratios, which three ratios? AB upon BY, EC upon CY, and third one is AX upon XY. These three ratios are equal to each other. And once we prove that all these three ratios are equal to each other, then we have to use the property of the ratio of equal ratios property we have to use here. We have to use the theorem of equal ratio, or we can say Taylor property of the equal ratio, and we have to get the value of AX upon XY. So now we write the solution here. The information which we have available, that is AB is equal to 5, AC is equal to 4, BC is equal to 6, and also it is given that BX is the bisector of angle B and CX is the angle bisector of angle C. That is the given information. So we will write that information step by step. So first we will write the measurements of the sides which we have given here in triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, it is given that AB is equal to 5, AC is equal to 4, BC is equal to 6, and we have to find AX upon XY. Here it is given that BX is the bisector of angle B. So we will write the name of the smaller triangle, that is a triangle ABY. In triangle ABY, it is given that BX is the bisector of angle B. BX is bisector of angle B, that is given information. That is the given information. So we write it as ax upon xy is equal to ab upon by. That is the ratio of the opposite side. The ratio of the opposite side is equal to ratio of the remaining two sides. So here we can write by using angle bisector theorem. By using angle bisector theorem. By using angle bisector theorem, we can write ax upon xy is equal to ab upon by. Here we can write ax upon xy is equal to ab upon by. That is equation 1. We will represent it as equation 1. Now in this triangle AYC, it is given that CX is the bisector of angle C. So again we are able to use the angle bisector theorem there. So we will write the name of that triangle also in triangle AYC or ACY. In triangle ACY, CX is the bisector of angle C. CX is the bisector. CX is the bisector of angle C. That is given information. So by using angle bisector theorem, by using angle bisector theorem, by using angle bisector theorem, we can write that is ax upon xy is equal to ac upon cy. Ax upon xy is equal to ac upon cy. That is equation 2. And now here we have from equation 1 and 2 these three ratios ab upon by, ac upon cy, and this common ratio ax upon xy. All these three ratios are equal. That is from equation 1 and 2. So here we can write from equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2 we can write ax upon xy, it is equal to ab upon by, it is equal to ac upon cy. This is very important equation. We have to write all the three ratios, not only two ratios. Maximum times we write only two ratios. First time we are writing all the three ratios. This one also common ratio ax upon xy also, and these two ratios are also equal to each other. Since we have to find ax upon xy, since we have to find ax upon xy, now here all the three ratios are equal. So we have to use the theorem of equal ratio, and we have to add the numerators and the denominators. That is by using the theorem of equal ratio. We can add or subtract. We can multiply the numerator and denominator by the same term. We can divide the numerator and denominator by the same term. That is by using the theorem of equal ratio. We have to add ab plus ac. The addition of numerator into the numerator and addition of the denominator to the denominator. That is by using the theorem of equal ratio. So here we can write by using theorem of equal ratio. By using theorem of equal ratio. By using theorem of equal ratio, we have to put this ratio as it is, since we have to find the value of this, that is ax upon xy is equal to. Now we have to take the sum of numerators of these two ratios to the numerator and the sum of denominators to the denominator, that is ab plus ac. ab plus ac upon into the denominator we have to write by plus cy. by plus cy. Now here this is ax upon xy as it is, since we have to find the value of this ratio, it is equal to, now ab, value of ab is 5 plus value of ac is 4 divided by by plus cy is nothing but that is bc. by plus cy is nothing but that is bc. Since y is in between b and c, we can write bc here, and now put the value there. Ax upon xy is equal to 5 plus 4 is 9 divided by bc is 6. Now we can divide both the numerator and denominator by 3, that is 3 3 is 9, 3 2 is 6. So we have ax upon xy is equals to 3 upon 2, and that is what we have to find. We find ax upon xy, the value of ax upon xy, and that is equal to 3 upon 2. So this is all about the example number 10, and it is very important example. Since here we have to write all three ratios, and we have to use the theorem of equal ratio, which we studied in the 9th standard in the lesson ratio and proportion. So it is very important example, as we have to use the theorem from the 9th standard there. So we have to remember it carefully. Now we will take the next example, that is example number 11. Example number 11 from the problem set 1. The question is, in quadrilateral ABCD, AD is parallel to sec BC, diagonal AC and diagonal BD intersect each other in point P. Then show that AP upon PD is equal to PC upon BP. That is what we have to do. AP upon PD is equal to PC upon BP. Now here so many students gets confused since here we have AP upon PD. Since AP and PD are the sides of a triangle, AP and PD both the sides are the same triangle, and here also PC and BP. PC and BP are the sides of the same triangle, so students gets disturbed. So here no need to get disturbed. It is very easy. Suppose consider that, or suppose PC is here in the denominator and PD is there in the numerator, then it is very easy. AP upon PC, since AP upon PC is equal to PD upon BP, where PD upon BP, these are the corresponding sides of the two triangles. Now just we have to prove that these two triangles are similar to each other, and after proving these two triangles similar to each other, we have to write their corresponding sides in proportion, and then we have to use the property of alternando, since we have to change the places of PC and PD. Here we consider that PC is here in the denominator and PD is there in the denominator, and we can write it. We can write by using the property of the equal ratio, that is alternative property. We can change the denominator of a ratio and numerator of the another ratio. And if we change these things, that is in place of PD PC and in place of PC PD, then we will easily prove what we have to prove. That statement we will easily get here. So here don't get disturbed. While proving this, we have to actually prove that AP upon PC is equal to PD upon BP, and we can easily prove that. We will show that these two triangles are similar to each other. Triangle APB and triangle CPB are similar to each other. Then we will write their corresponding sides in proportion. And then using the alternando property, we will prove that AP upon PD is equal to PC upon BP, and it is too easy. Just we have to prove that these two triangles are similar to each other, and that is also easy. This angle congruent this angle, the reason is vertically opposite angle. This angle congruent this angle, reason is alternate angles theorem. And now by AA test, both the triangles are similar to each other. So here we will write the information which we have available here. That is, in quadrilateral ABCD, in quadrilateral ABCD, sec AB parallel sec BC. That is given information. It is also given that diagonals are intersecting each other in point P, but that is not much necessary information to write here, and if you want to write, you can write it, but it is not necessary. And now here we have to prove that these two triangles are similar to each other. So we will write the names of those two triangles APD and CPB. In triangle APD, in triangle APD and triangle CPB. In triangle APD and triangle CPB, we have to prove that both these triangles are similar to each other. Angle APD congruent angle PCB. Angle APD, angle PAD. Angle PAD congruent angle PCB, and reason behind it is alternate angles theorem, or you can simply write alternate angles only. Alternate angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines. So we write there alternate angles, or you can write alternate angles theorem. Now we have to write that angle APD congruent angle CPB, that is vertically opposite angles. Angle APD congruent angle CPB, and the reason is vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are congruent with each other. Now both the triangles are similar to each other by AA similarity test. So here we can write triangle APD, similar triangle, corresponding point of A is C, corresponding point of P is B, and corresponding point of D is B. So here the reason is AA test of similarity. AA test of similarity. Now we have to write their corresponding sides in proportion. First we will write all the three ratios, and then we will get only two ratios which we need. Or here also we can write directly two ratios only which we need. But some students are unable to write only two ratios, so we will write all the three ratios, and then we will determine the two particular ratios here. So here we can write AP upon CP is equal to PD upon PB is equal to AB upon CB, or you can write it as BC. And here the reason is corresponding sides of the similar triangles. And now we have to use only two ratios from these three. Which two ratios we need? Including all these four segments AP, CP, PD and PB. AP, CP, PD and PB. This is not necessary. This is not necessary ratio. We need only these two ratios. So here we write these two ratios once again. That is AP upon CP is equal to PD upon PB. And now we have to use the property of alternate. We get AP upon CP is equal to PD upon PB. If we put this PD in place of PC and we put this PC in place of PD, we will get what we need. So here on these two equal ratios we have to use the property alternate. So here we can write by alternate. By alternate. Alternate means interchanging the denominator and numerator, or numerator and denominator of the two ratios. So here we will interchange the places of CP and DP. So here you can write AP upon PD is equal to CP upon PB, and that is what we have to do. AP upon PD is equal to PC upon PB. So this is all about the example number 11. Now we will take next example, that is example number 12, which is an activity.